I was going to try and have this video prepared for the start of Aero Week a few weeks ago, but then I experienced serotonin syndrome. February was a weird month. Hey, it's Cecil and it's Monday and we are back with more forms of tertiary attraction. It was so exciting to get feedback on the previous video, hearing that it helped people understand themselves a bit more or that it was just cool to learn about. I am really glad that is why I make videos like these. So it made me really happy to see that. So, like last time, we are going to be covering 4 more types of tertiary attraction. To review, tertiary attraction is forms of attraction that are not categorized into being romantic or sexual. It can be aesthetic attraction, platonic attraction, stuff like that. Things that are not the types of attraction that people are usually talking about, like in mainstream media. They are most commonly terms used by the aromantic and asexual spectrum communities, but people who are not aro or aspec can still experience a lot of these attraction types. So even if you are allo or maybe even like straight, you still might learn something about yourself here. Let's get into it. First up is artistic attraction. Oh my gosh, I still have my headphones on. I don't need these on. What am I doing? Like the name suggests, this is a type of attraction that is like attributed to a person's artistic talent. I wasn't sure I understood when I like first saw it, but the more that I thought about it, the more that I was like, "Oh, yeah." Like when someone's art style is really good. Like I think that this is like when you feel like that burst of excitement or affection when you see one of your favorite artists posted something new on their Instagram or something. I feel like this would be about the closest description that I could really give. Another thing is that if you are an artist yourself, maybe somebody that you collaborate with a lot, you like that is your creation partner. Like you two work together on creative projects a lot. This could be writing, it could be painting, it could be any sort of artistic form. And the more that I thought about it, the more that I was like, oh my gosh, I actually experienced this with a few of my partners that I really enjoy writing with and sharing art with. Huh. I also know for a fact that one of my queer platonic partners, I 100% experienced this with because a major part of like developing altruist attraction towards them was also the fact that we wrote together a lot. And that was like one of the building blocks of us getting to know each other. And so, like, yeah, absolutely. It's that. Number two is called conciliator attraction. I think that most genderqueer people have experienced this at least at some point. Conciliator attraction is basically wanting to be around, feeling safe with somebody who always genders you correctly. This is something that I absolutely experienced with my romantic partner, because that is one thing that when I came out as gender fluid, they were like, all right, yeah. And it was never a big thing. And when I switched to using the name Cecil, they were like, all right, yeah. And it was that simple, you know? It can just mean that you feel safe around them, that you want to interact with them. It could also lean into platonic attraction, wanting to become friends with them because they respect you. It's just nice. Now, of course, this is a type of attraction that is only experienced by trans and non binary people on account of, its nature. But yeah, I think that it's definitely one that is just like, yeah, it's that little happy rush when you get to talk to a person who you know is going to use the right pronouns. You know what I mean? Now, let's talk about nebulous attraction. Nebulous attraction was something that I was kind of excited to find out there was like a word for because it's basically when you know you're attracted to a person but you can't or don't really care to distinguish between what types of attraction you're experiencing. This applies only to non-sexual forms of attraction and there is something called the Blob or something like that, that basically lists a bunch of non-sexual forms of attraction. So romantic attraction, platonic attraction, altruist attraction, a whole bunch of things that it's just like they're in there. I'm in some way attracted to you. Doesn't really matter to me to distinguish how, though. And I know that a lot of people who are arospec or aspec and like struggle with that feeling identification. I know that this is a useful term. Also, this was a term that was I believe that it was originally designed for autistic people and other neurodivergents, but anybody can experience this because not everybody likes to, sit down and really think through what kind of attraction am I feeling right now. Now, this last one is complicated. I think that sometimes addressing it can be a little bit loaded. It comes with a lot of thoughts of, is this internalized homophobia? Is this internalized aphobia? Is this is this compet? Like what is it? Um and it is called idyllic attraction. It's kind of a form of theoretical attraction where you're not actually attracted to a person in any particular way, but you wish you were, sort of. And like you can imagine, you can picture being attracted to them, but like when it comes down to it in reality, you're just not. I know. I know that I've experienced that quite a few times in my life because I am not romantically attracted to men in any way, but a lot of my guy friends throughout the years had been in some way attracted to me. And I liked them. I actually had altruist feelings for most of them. I wanted to be queer platonic partners, like, yeah, emotional intimacy and stuff. I just wasn't interested in romance necessarily, but I was still young and I didn't understand that. I could picture in my head like this ideal world where I had those feelings. And yeah, theoretically it was a little bit compet, but I think another part of it was just this is someone who's dear to me. And I really wish that I felt the same way, but I don't. This can also be a lot more of a broad sense of attraction, of like people wishing that they were just attracted to a gender in a different way than they were in reality. Maybe a bisexual homo romantic wishing that they could actually have a romantic connection in a like, with the people of the opposite gender that they engage with or just kind of stuff like that. It's kind of a difficult one to explain. It's one that I like. I feel I get, but I have no clue how to put that into words. A lot less subtypes in this particular video. We are getting into some of the more obscure attraction types, things that you are a little less common to run into the terminology out in the wild. But I think that it's still fun to learn about these things. So thank you for sitting with me as we talk through them. And I hope that maybe you learned something new about just the world or yourself. And it might not be Aerospec week anymore, but to all of my fellow aromantic people out there, you're not broken. If you are Aero Ace, you're not broken. If you're Aero Aloe, you're not broken. You're not a monster. You're not heartless. You're you. You experience the world like you experience the world. You experience attraction like you experience attraction. Even if you don't experience any attraction, including tertiary attractions, you are not broken. Take care of yourself. Be compassionate to yourself. Love yourself. But if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below telling me if there are any types that I perhaps missed that you would like to be covered. If I did a third segment, oops, just smacked my microphone. If I did a third segment of this little video series, you can follow me in the You can follow me in the links in the description box below, including my Ko-fi, where I currently am trying to set like monthly goals for myself. Be a bro, share this video with another bro, and if you have not done so yet, subscribe.